Okay, where are we? What should I say? Oh, okay. So we're at the People's Conference right now, and I'm here with Salim.
And I'm here with Nafisa.
And we're also here with
Salam.
And yeah, we're super excited to be here. You know.
How much money did we just spend on coffee?
Mine was $5.
Mine was like $6.50.
Okay, I break the record. We've got $8.
Okay,
Ladies and
that's
gentlemen,
really good.
on
That's
one
really good.
singular drink. Yes.
We're here to
They're taxing. We're here to free Palestine.
Yeah.
What do we got? We got the symbolism. Okay.
That burned me.
Fit check.
your eyes like twitch.
That just burned me so bad.
Ouch.
Yes.
Fit check.
Fit check.
Oh, yeah.
This is my all black.
All black. Okay.
All black.
She's
The
clean
tiniest bit of.
Yeah, we're
Get
gonna
into
say.
it. I guess this is my fit, you know.
Okay.
Then some of it. Okay.
It's giving business casual, but she got business to handle. That's what it's giving.
Sitting
Like
on
she got, she's standing on business quite literally.
Correct. Okay, and we're 40 minutes late?
Yeah, but we're gonna
As
go
always.
learn some things, talk to people, make connections, do all that fun stuff.
Okay.
Yay!
See you inside.
Free Palestine! And in parallel to that was the unprecedented level of settlement expansion. That all meant two things for Palestinian people. First, the failure of all these illusions about the possibility of a compromise or a settlement with the Zionist movement.
Jihad is a scholar who studied Zionist literature, and he can tell you the remarks and the allusion to American settler colonialism was at the heart of the Zionist project from the outset. And so, therefore, any light, any truth that exposes this reality and the lies of the Zionist narrative, to them must be immediately extinguished. Be it in academia, film and TV, primary schools, social media, the corporate world, and most importantly, in government, where the decisions are made. Zionism had to reign supreme in order for it to be successful. Any deviation is deemed a mortal and existential threat, because a lie can only continue to be believed so long as other lies are told to hold it up. In the United States, Palestinians and our allies have been fighting a difficult and deadly war against Zionism for more than a century as well. The previous speakers so eloquently gave us the larger frame and history of the Palestinian liberation struggle over the past century. But here, even in North America on Turtle Island, the Palestinian people who were forced into diaspora, even prior to the advent of the State of Israel, have been a thorn in the side of the Zionist project and American imperialism for quite some time.
We think that this is the suburbs. We think that this is like inner city. We can see that the cameras are all facing the city, so it's like extra surveillance. And we think that these are pill bottles, like to allude to like big pharma. And we can see that the barbed wire is strictly on the side of the inner city.
Borrow from past and present Palestinian, Arab, Black, Indigenous, and Third World feminist movements.
Yes!
As for the field of journalism, it was Mrs. Salish Mossad who began her professional life in 1923 writing for Al-Kedman magazine, which was published in Haifa, founded by her husband in 1905. Her political articles criticized the British mandate and its policies to transfer property ownership to Jews. And so mandate authorities arrested her and described her as a danger and threat to British security in 1938. Women in Gaza today are the heroes of daily steadfastness. They're carrying a big responsibility in light of living harsh living conditions without any of their needs being met, whether it's basic needs or needs of daily life. No water, no food.
The focus was the West Bank, and not even all parts of the West Bank. Gaza was completely dropped from our memory because Hamas took over, right? The Palestinian refugees still languishing in the camps, not a part of the Palestinian national body politic. So the answer to why today Palestinian youth or our allies or co-strugglers know that Palestine is from the river to the sea, and know that Palestinians are in the camps in the Arab countries and are all amongst us everywhere, and know that Palestinian liberation is an end to the siege and the occupation and includes refugee return. Know that Palestine is not a litmus test, but a compass for worldwide revolutionary struggle. The reason for that is not a coincidence. It's not only because of the deteriorating conditions in Palestine. It is because organizations developed critical pedagogies to explore their conditions as a people, to explore history, to retrieve its generative elements, to declare a revolutionary philosophy and a program.
Unfortunately for them, that's not how bargaining works. We need to continue to put pressure on the company. So what we did at the local level in response to that is because our stores were doxxed, and we are in New York City, so there are some Zionist strongholds in various pockets of that city, is we had workers who were then like, because our staff and our leadership were more concerned about the PR logistics of it, didn't want to give the workers the resource to handle the pressure that they were getting back now at the shop floor, because we are very public facing. So people were having Zionists coming into their stores and harassing them over a statement that some of the rank and file workers didn't even know happened. That is like how it is sometimes, you know? And they were facing the consequences of something that ultimately, like, they didn't have. People who were wearing hijabs on the floor were getting an insane increase in Islamophobic comments on the shop floor from customers. So our union staff and our union leadership heard that and then proceeded to kind of be like, oh, well, like, you know, it is what it is. But my fellow workers and I were not content with that, and this is why I think PYM so much, is we reached out and connected with PYM to get the Palestinian perspective and to get some trainings off the ground to teach our workers how to stand up for themselves and how to, you know, protect themselves from Zionism, but also, like, you know, do it in a way in which they're not preventing a Palestinian liberation movement, in the way that they're supporting Palestine while protecting themselves.
They are the ones who are on the dark side of humanities. They are the human monsters of humanity. And as Walid once said on Milad's tongue,
أو قالت ميلاد على لسان والدها,
or Milad said on Walid's tongue,
نحن لا نخشى هذه الدولة وغطرستها. نحن من يصنع الحياة وهم يصنعون الموت.
we do not fear this country, as we produce life while they produce death.
I write to an idea or a dream that intentionally or unintentionally frightens the jailers even before becoming a reality. I write to any child. I write to my child that has not been born yet, excuse me. I write to the birth of the future. Beautiful Milad.
Revolutionary writing is actually a reflection of our conditions. It gives us knowledge that we can use and mobilize in our struggle for a better world. And so the pen hones the sword, and the sword sharpens the pen. Writing becomes this absolutely crucial part of revolutionary work and resistance. And this is nowhere more obvious than in the case of Palestinian literature. 1804 Books published a book earlier this year called Trinity of Fundamentals. If you haven't seen this already, viral TikTok about the ways in which we merge. We're talking about things that are presented to us in movies, right? Paper capsules that are swallowed and smuggled out, scripts, texts slipped between prison bars, riots started as distractions. And it just goes to show the insistence on resistance, the insistence on life that Palestinians show us every day. And that's not even talking about what's inside the book, which is based on 9 years of hiding from the occupation by a revolutionary. And so this effort in the story is just one example of the importance of cultural work and writing in sustaining movements. Prisons have become schools for Palestinians as they are indiscriminately and unjustly held. They've transformed these places of political captivity into places of radical education. They fought for books, for pens, for paper, because knowledge production is important.
So, we're in that lineage, and we have to be critical about the things that we read and share. And the second is, so if that's the negative intervention, the positive would be to produce your own culture through struggle.
They went and found the context of his jail cell, and in it they saw a handwritten poem by him, and it was called Enemy of the Sun, and it was later published in the Black Panthers newsletter under his name. But what was discovered later on upon reading it is that it was actually not his poem, it was the poem of a Palestinian poet named Sameh El-Qassem. Now, I think that just shows it's a revolutionary mistake, but it shows a huge resonance between the struggles we have here in the US and the struggles that we have, or the Palestinians encounter against the Zionist regime. And so, again, the importance of culture, the things that it highlights for us, the things that it shows, it identifies a common enemy for us, it identifies the struggles that we're all united in. I may, if you wish, lose my livelihood. I may sell my shirt and bed. I may work as a stone cutter, a street sweeper, a porter. I may clean your stores or rummage your garbage for food. I may lie down hungry, O enemy of the sun, but I shall not compromise. Until the last pulse in my veins, I shall resist. You may take the last strip of my land, feed my youth to prison cells. You may plunder my heritage. You may burn my books, my poems, or feed my flesh to the dogs. You may spread a web of terror on the roofs of my village, O enemy of the sun, but I shall not compromise, and to the last pulse in my veins I shall resist. You may put out the light in my eyes. You may deprive me of my mother's kisses. You may curse my father, my people. You may distort my history. You may deprive my children of a smile and of life's necessities. You may fool my friends with a borrowed face. You may build walls of hatred around me. You may glue my eyes to humiliations, O enemy of the sun. But I shall not compromise, and to the last pulse in my veins, I shall resist. O enemy of the sun, the decorations are raised at the port. The ejaculations fill the air and glow in the hearts, and in the horizon a sail is seen, challenging the wind and the depths. It is Ulysses returning home from the sea of loss. It is the return of the son of my exiled ones, and for her sake and his, I swear, I shall not compromise, and to the last pulse in my veins, I shall resist, resist, and resist.
هالقد صعب إنه نقدم موسيقى بهاي الظروف زي ما كلكم بتعرفوا.
It's very difficult to play music or perform these days, as you might know.
غزة عم تذبح أمامنا، وغزة اللي هي قلبنا عم تنزف الآن بهاي اللحظات. بس الفن ولا مرة كان شيء إضافي. الفن الملتزم، الفن الحامل للمعرفة، كل حياته كان جزء من المقاومة.
Right now, it's being massive. Gaza is bleeding. But art was never something extra that we do only when we're happy. Art is part of the resilience, it's part of the resistance. You realize that there's a much deeper meaning, hidden meaning behind the lyrics. She's talking to her husband who left early morning, a revolutionist who's going out there risking his life. maybe going to prison, like what's happening right now to many of our young fathers. I think that's, I don't know if look at that.
معلش عن جد. He's doing very well عن جد.
And this should trigger each and every person of conscience, each and every human being to do something. And if we don't know what to do, we should gather together here tonight and figure out what we can do to save the suffering people, the people who are still alive, because we cannot afford this to continue any longer. It's not only tonight that we come to the decision that this has to stop. This was supposed to stop a very long time ago.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be trying this lemon tart that City got for us, but she wants me to have the first bite. So let's try it. Where'd you get it from?
I got it from Anita's Kitchen.
Okay, in Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit.
And
while Nafisa's eating.
Yeah, tell them about our predicament today.
Today we got to the airport and subhanAllah, our flight got cancelled. Ours got cancelled. Nafisa's got very delayed. Give us a review. 1 through 5.
You know what?
1 through 5.
Wait, look at the flakes on this crust.
I was about to say, dude.
Wow. I love pies. I love pies, so this is like giving pie crust. You know, that's actually kind of cute. It's like also not too lemony. Like, you know when people use like fake.
Is it too? I
hate like lemon extract when it's like you can taste some fake lemon.
Very creamy.
Yeah, very creamy.
Very grape crust, not too flaky to where it falls apart, but it hits the spot.
Yeah, definitely. I would rate it a 8 out of 10.
I also was gonna rate it an 8 out of 10.
Okay, well, due to peer pressure, I also will be rating it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, that was good, yeah. So if you're ever in Detroit and you have a layover or your flight is canceled or, you know, whatever the case may be, just come and get this from Anita's. Yeah, and we also had some shawarma. We also had some shawarmas. It was good, as you can see. And you know, we're all
very
delirious.
optimistic.
Oh, that too. Optimistic. The conference is really like well, mashallah. What was y'all's favorite parts?
Mine was talking to people. Like literally just
meeting new
that was my favorite.
What about you, Salam?
I really also enjoyed talking to people. I really liked yesterday, like having the conversation we had with Lara, and then getting to talk to people through that. Like,
yeah. So, I think you got. Oh, my favorite part. My favorite part was probably meeting new people and learning like more about like what's next, like what more can we do, and because sometimes like you can kind of feel like, oh, I've done it all, or like what's next, or you're stuck in a bubble, but it's like, oh yeah, you're learning from others, like you get inspired by others, so I think just being inspired. Anyway, y'all.
For those of you traveling home out of Charlotte, flight 2735, they have changed the ground delay program going back to Charlotte. We are checking with the crew to hopefully provide you an update here in just a few more minutes. So we're checking with our crew to see when our next update is for the flight to Charlotte, flight 2735.
Okay, bye guys. Salam guys, so today is Monday, May 27th, and it's currently 11:14 a.m. Me and Sohail are headed to DC right now. I'm so tired. We landed at like 1 a.m. last night, and then I got home around 1:30, and then I slept at like 2 a.m. And now I'm up again, so yeah, but we're heading to DC, and then we're going to Maryland to go stay with my mom for a couple days. Yeah, so that's just the plan for today. I'll take you guys along, but I'm very tired, as you can tell, and I'm also just very, I don't know. There was an attack last night in Rafah. So there was an attack last night in one of the designated safe zones. Obviously, you know, there's no safe zone. It's just like every time you think like it won't get worse, it just like gets worse, and like I don't know. But it's infuriating, but it's also just like it pushes me to like obviously do better and like advocate better. But yeah, I just feel very like heavy, like my heart is very heavy right now, because the fact that this has been going on for like 60-ish days or 50 days, however long, I literally have lost track at this point, but it's just so infuriating, and it's only gonna make me work even harder at this point.
Wish I